Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can hear me crispy and clearly. Because I have nothing better to do, I decided we should probably do like a sketchbook tour because I've been putting it off for a while, and I have this sketchbook that I've been meaning to get into with you guys. It's like my third sketchbook, I think, that I have. And so bear with me while I start recording. So yeah, dude. This feels so spur of the moment, and I'm sure you guys can feel that. The other day, when I was socializing beyond what I should have been, I brought home my friends, and I was like, hey friends, what's good? And they were like, hey dude, you want to show me some of your sketchbooks? And I was like, okay, sure. So I was showing them my sketchbooks, and I was feeling like this really nice release, looking back at some of the drawings, but once it came to this sketchbook in particular, I was like, I can't look at that sketchbook because I think that's the next sketchbook I was supposed to film. Gizmo, move. Thank you, sir. Can you, that's Gizmo. Yeah, so anyway, this is the next sketchbook. My friend Jocelyn gave me this sketchbook a long time ago. Her dog Matlock bit that edge off. I don't really know how to hold this and get the lighting right, but this is where we go. So I am going to preface though by saying that in this sketchbook there are a lot of illustrations that I was drawing for one of my friends who is going to make this book, and she was like, hey, can you do the illustrations for the book? And I was like, yeah, dude, I got you covered. I was unable to complete the task because I had a deadline, and I'm not good at deadlines, as you guys may know. But anyway, so here we are, this sketchbook. I started it in October 26th of 2017, and I never wrote down a finishing date because I just never did. And I never put anything on this first page because I mean, again, as I said about my second sketchbook, I kind of tried to leave a front page blank so that way, I guess I could try to do something with it, at least like number it or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I left it blank. I'll go back in and like do a cool little illustration on it or something, or sketchbook number 3, so something like that. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, this is the first, well, technically not the first, as you can tell. This is the second drawing I did in here. I drew this December 10th of 2017. And I remember I drew this at this really pretty park that me and my friend used to go to all the time. And we sat at the very tip top of this like really cool park tower thing. And I just sketched away, buddy. I think I sketched her first, then I did her, and then I think I did her. Or it could have been the opposite. I don't know. But yeah, so I did that. That's what I did. Now this next page, let's see. Okay, cool. So I did this, and then a long time later I did this because I decided that after I drew on one side of the sketchbook, I was going to go in and paint on the other side of the sketchbook because, as I've told you guys, I don't like having blank pages. I like to utilize the whole page if at all possible. And so that's what I did, dude. And I painted this from a reference that I found on Tumblr. And I actually have this same painting that I painted framed in my bathroom because I was kind of proud of that. So yeah, that's what we got. Next page. Yep, okay, so as you can tell, I drew this first, obviously. And these are reoccurring characters that I told you guys about. And yeah, that's, I don't know what else to say about them. It's funny because that was the first mock-up of that character, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I drew him, and that was the first time I'd ever, like, drawn him for real. And yeah, he turned out pretty good. I think that's pretty accurate to what I wanted him to look like. And then, again, I decided to paint on the other side because I was like, hey, dude, yeah, that's kind of cool. And I don't think I used a reference for this, but I remember specifically doing the sky first doing this like pinkish cloud, and you know, it's kind of at sunset. And I did the blue, and I kind of meshed it in a little bit, and then I put some more pinkish hues up there for clouds, and then I went in and did the palm tree palms, question mark? I don't know how to describe that. The leaves and the palm tree fronds. There we are. And I actually edited this picture in my digital, you know, art software that I use. And I made it a little more crispier, made the leaves a little more crispier and stuff like that, and fixed little baby mistakes here and there. Like you can tell there's a little bit of black paint or something that got on it. And yeah, I enhanced it a little bit. I changed a little bit of, you know, details, and I put it up on my Etsy shop because I was like, I'm pretty proud of that still. Oh, and I believe I talked about this before. This is a character from this MMO that I used to play online. It's in the name. You don't need to say it. From this game I used to play online called Dizzywood. I've spoken about it at length, I believe, so I don't need to go too far into it, but that was my little character. Yep, this is one of the illustrations. Oh, this is actually, no, this is a different illustration for a poem that I wrote for my friend, or about my friend, rather. And I was like, yeah, I need to make a little, I was going to make a little flip-through book, basically, like a small little book that was going to have the poem on it, and then there was going to be illustrations on the whole page as well. I still need to do that, but so yeah, and then there's my friend, and she's wrestling with her demons, baby. Anyway, yeah, so, and then this was the illustration for my friend's book that she was making, and it's obviously supposed to be like a creepy little gothic cathedral type thing. And these are like the little shadow people that she had me illustrate. And I imagined them like to be almost, dang, what was his name? Tall man. What was his name? No Face dude. They made a creepy video game. Slender Man. Slender Man. They were kind of like Slender Man-esque creatures, except they had like these big, like, almost like animal horns on their heads and like claw hands. You feel the vibe? I don't know. Anyway, and then on the other side, of course, I painted, years later, I believe, I painted this Corvette that I saw online, and I was like, that's a pretty colored Corvette. I'm gonna have to paint that. I used this metallic paint, and it's very pretty, don't you think? I like it. Anyway. Oh, this is when I was doing the mock-ups for my friend's book. She wanted the character to have this like pretty red dress, and I was like, I have to do a few mock-ups for it because I'm not sure which dress I like the best, but I ended up going with the middle one with this neckline and this little belt because I thought that that was cute. I don't think I put anything on this page. It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, I did a little, dang it. Okay, I'll remove it so that way you guys can see it. Sorry, by the way, if my camera keeps moving. I haven't filmed in a long time and I don't know what I'm doing. So the reason why I put all these sticky notes here was not to block out the picture, but because I was going to paint on the other side. I may have already painted on the other side, I don't know. But I wanted to paint on the other side and I didn't want it to bleed over or get on this side. So yes, so this scene was supposed to be the character of the story looking into the mirror, obviously, and just kind of checking her fit, checking the vibe. Oh, here we are. This is the drawing or the painting I was doing on the other side. I never finished it. Funny enough, I think I was painting this when I was doing a vlog with you guys a long time ago. I'm not really a fan. I don't think that the complexion was coming along the way I wanted to. And, you know, it's hard because, you know, with art, it's always you have to trust the process. And it's like, sometimes I'm sick of the process. So anyway, this was just a random person in the book. Obviously, I saw that issue back then when I made certain features like super oversized, like her head is so much bigger than the rest of her body because I was awful at proportions. And there's other flaws too, but that was the main offense. So yeah, and then I never drew anything on this side, but on this side I drew some pretty ladies, some kind of aggressive looking ladies who look like they've been beat up. I don't know why. Anyway, and then I drew these pretty flowers, dude. Aw. Oh, you can see I wrote down paint because, again, I wanted to paint all the other sides. I think that was the last, I think this page was the last painting I did in this book, in this sketchbook. I mean, we'll see. But anyway, here's an illustration of a sassy cow with the main character laying across the back of the cow. Main character and her friends. I'm trying not to go too into detail with information because I feel like it isn't. I don't want to go into detail. Anyway, so that's that. Then the main character again, being all cute. All the sketches are kind of like a play-by-play of, you know, what happens in the story, if I'm not mistaken. But I think some of them I was just like, oh, I'm going to try to draw this one first. Yep. Here we go. Another illustration with the creepy shadow people. Little happy baby girl. She is not gesturing to the creepy shadow person. She's just like, oh, look at the world. It's beautiful. So yeah, there's that. And this is, I was trying to draw basically how depression and anxiety feel sometimes. And I remember I drew this one first, and then I added this one later. I believe I drew that lady first, and then I drew her, and then I drew her. And again, I always draw the right-hand page first, and then I go back later and draw our sketch on the other side. That's a nice tree. What do you guys think? Kind of fits the vibe because, you know, we're getting into fall season. We're in fall season, question mark? We're in fall season, technically speaking, but in Florida, you know, it don't look like fall season because none of our leaves change color. Nothing exciting happens. So anyway, then another illustration. I'm going to try not to get too deep into explaining the illustrations because I don't want to give anything away, especially if my friend still clings to this story and wants me to illustrate it maybe one day. So there's that. And then there's the other, there's another side of that. Side of that, question mark? There's another illustration. There's another illustration. Yeah, I didn't paint anything. Oh, this one's falling out. Okay. Oh, you can see I said paint this page, and then I also said glue in this because this is like falling out. I tried to glue it in with the only thing I had at the time, which appears to be white paint, but that didn't work, obviously, because paint is not glue. And here is another illustration. It's going to be so tough because I have such a tendency to try to explain things, but at the same time, I'm not trying to give away too much of the story. Ooh. Yeah, this didn't come out the way I wanted to. The either of the colored drawings. The hair to me looks phenomenal. I love the way I don't know if you can tell, but like the variation of color. Like I obviously did this in black. Oop, my camera is too hot. Dang it. Oh, it's not recording. Sorry, I don't know when my camera stopped recording. So yeah, I was trying to show you guys that I really like how her hair came out because you can tell that it's lighter on the top and then it goes to dark. But neither of them came out the way I wanted them to. But they look all right. I mean, oh dang, that was in 2020. I'm a little ashamed. I thought that was, I was like, oh, it's 2017. It's fine. That was in 2017. So I guess I sketched that first and then drew these ladies in later. Which I do from time to time. Sometimes I'll go back in a sketchbook and be like, oh, this page feels too empty. And I'll like draw additional people, or I'll have the drawings already there, but I'll just go in and color them. So I don't know if that's what I did or if I drew them. I have no clue. But anyway, here's another illustration from that story that my friend made. Here's another illustration. I feel so bad because, again, this isn't, I don't know if I should be showing this. It's really tough, too, because I don't want to explain the story because it doesn't feel appropriate. Like, it's not my story to share, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I think that, you know, we may be catching the drift, though. Sorry, I don't have too much of an explanation. Again, I'm trying not to go into too much detail. So this is a painting that I did. Random lady, just from the top of my head. You can usually tell when I didn't paint or draw something from reference because the proportions are a little off. But even still, I was really proud of this because I captured the is it called the planes of the face? I think so. Like where light hits and then where shadow automatically catches. I think that I did a fairly decent job about that. And I always like doing like weird yellow hues when I do a background or when I'm trying to paint something. Yellow just like gives me a weird feeling. I don't know. It's a hard thing to explain to other people because, you know, most people are like, oh, yellow's a happy color. And I'm like, it makes me uncomfortable. I think that's why I like yellow to a degree. But anyway. Oh, and then here we go, details. So I wrote details on this page. None of these things are pertinent to these details. I was gonna draw more details on that applied from the story to this page, but then I just decided against it, I guess, because I was like, oh, I don't really have very many details I want to go into besides these ones. So that's kind of what I did. I just drew on this page and I was like, well, I'll just do random stuff over here. And again, I drew this page obviously first and then drew this page a lot later. So, ooh, dude, I was so proud of this when I first did it. Obviously it's kind of hard to capture because it's full length, both pages of the sketchbook. I was so proud of this, but then, you know, the problem is that I learned very quickly that, you know, graphite be transferring in places that you don't want it to, because obviously the darkness from over here transferred onto this white down here, which I was upset about. Anyway, ooh, mermaid lady and horses for some reason. So obviously I drew this first and I colored it a lot later. And then I did these horses, and I don't know why I was drawing horses, but I was, and they look all right. I think that one looks better. I probably used a reference for that one. I think that was just like my idea of what a horse looks like. I don't know. But anyway, horses are cool. They're cool creatures. They're smart creatures. Ooh, okay. So I drew this before in a different sketchbook, but or actually, I think I drew this one. Funny enough, I think I painted this one before the other one. But basically, I've done this painting before. I hope that my friends don't mind, but these are my friends. I drew my friends because my friends are cute. I'm not going to go into detail on who's who, what's what. But this is when I was just learning how to do markers. And I feel bad because on some of my friends, you can tell that I went over certain details with a white pen because, for fun fact, you can block out mistakes that you make with a white pen, but if you're going back over it with marker, it will unfortunately show up still. And that's what happened with this too. But anyway. So yeah, then there's this guy that I obviously drew in 2020. It's kind of more of a sketch, it seems like. Ooh, and then I drew this dude. And then I drew these lovely ladies. I was so mad though because I accidentally messed up her her nose, and so it didn't come out the way I wanted to, but I think it still looks fairly good. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I painted a tree. This was a little sketch I did for my friend's anniversary. I ended up doing it in digital, which I think turned out pretty good. I really wish I would have put their pets closer like this in the final product, but I didn't. Final product. I don't know how else I would explain that. But in the digital piece, I wish I would have done more of this, like more of a, they're all kind of together. In the digital piece, for some reason, I kind of had the animals a little more spread out, which I kind of regret, but it's beside the point. And yeah, so here are some of the final pages. I think I drew the astronaut first. Sometimes I'd be like drawing because I'd just be feeling certain emotions, and I'm like, I feel like I want to go to the moon and never come back. So I think that was the vibe. Sometimes I'd be wanting to go into space and not come back. Does that make any sense? And then I painted this lady, and that was kind of the vibe. It's like a peachy orange colors, and then like bluish teal colors. Like, I don't know, I get these like color schemes, question mark, in my head that I'm like, I need to capture that. That's the vibe. Anyway, and then aw, he's adorable. I drew these guys, and I colored his shirt later on, and I made all these really pretty little leaves flying around, and then I painted these roses with negative space in the middle for some reason. I actually kind of like that a lot. Anyway, so that's that. Yep, I remember swatching colors for my, I don't remember what these were, actually. They're pens, because you can see the white where the pen tip was scraping against the paper, but I don't know what kind of pens they were. Were they gel pens? Sorry. I can't tell, because some of them look like markers, and then some of them look like pens. I don't know, but anyway, I drew this pretty lady with the really cool hair. Oh, and then I did like a abstract kind of weird thing, and then I drew a lily pad in the middle. This is a Pacha. This is my friend's, not leopard gecko, oh my gosh, bearded dragon. I forgot what he was for a minute. But yeah, that's kind of the end of it. I always write like notes and stuff in the back. Ooh, and then yeah, I painted the background black, and I tried to do little neon signs. Isn't that cool? I think I saw that on, I don't remember where I saw it, but I was like, I'm gonna copy that. That's cool. That's really pretty. So yeah, I think that was it. Yep, and then I I'd just be writing notes. So yeah, there's that. That's the end of that, you guys. So I guess I will stop recording before my camera overheats again, but I will continue talking. Thank you guys so much for watching, and to those who aren't already, if you don't mind subscribing to my channel for more content, please give this video a like so that way I know if you guys want to see more sketchbook tours in the future. I plan on making them anyway, but that's beside the point. Please give the video a like. And I will hopefully talk to you guys soon. All right. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.